What's up, guys? We're in the truck, we've got the Z in tow, and we're on our way to Orange Show Speedway for SoCal Am Slam. We're gonna have some fun. For those of you who don't know, SoCal Am Slam is a grassroots competition event. Similar to Drift Roulette, you could almost say there are rival series. I drove their first event of the season, and now I'm heading out to drive their last event of the season. And the whole reason I'm driving this event is because it's at Orange Show Speedway, and it's 1 week before Hot Pit, which will also be at Orange Show Speedway. So this is gonna be a great way for me to get some practice, to get familiar with the track, to get the car set up dialed, all in an event that I don't want to say I don't care about, but it's not as important as Hot Pit. Plus, all the homies are going to be there, so might as well go have some fun, compete with some good drivers, and use it as practice for next weekend. So let's get to the track and have some fun.
So how does it taste?
The candy's terrible. The day's off to a really bad start with the bad candy, but we're gonna make up for it, I swear. Found a place to plug in a bottle heater, getting our nitrous pressure up to where we need it. First track day in a long time where it's not like 100 degrees outside, which means I actually need a bottle heater, but it also means I'm not gonna be overheating, which is super nice. So we're about to start the driver's meeting, get the car all teched and everything, and then let's have a good day.
I think everyone's pretty close here.
First lap of the day, starting things off a little cautious. I warned Cameron chasing me. I said, hey, I'm still feeling things out. We initiate, and right off the bat, you can tell the car has way too much grip in it. It's just driving right down the bank. So after this lap, we pulled in, added a little bit of air to the tires, added a little bit of shock to the rear suspension in an effort to loosen it up a little bit. Next lap out, chasing Nate to try to get a better idea of line and reference points because he was putting down good runs all throughout practice. Until this run, he throws way too much angle. I thought he was going to spin, so I dove down. Thankfully, we avoided contact. But even here, you can tell at the last bit of this run, the car still has just a little too much grip in it. You can hear it not wanting to rev all the way out. So we added a few more PSI to the tires before we went into qualifying. All right, practice is over. It's time for qualifying, I guess. Nobody really knows how it's working, but we're gonna get lined up and I guess try to put a score on the board. Not feeling 100% on entry. The rest of the track I feel like I have pretty dialed, but we just gotta get that bank right. I keep entering too soon and dropping off the bank, but now's the time to put it all together. All right, qualifying lap number 1. Here we go. The goal was to carry as much speed as I could into this first bank. I ended up missing third gear, which actually pushed my initiation point deeper, which really helped me out. You can see I'm riding the wall pretty much the whole way around, and I'm just flat out here, full throttle, transition right, make my way out to the last outer zone, which is just this real long sweeping turn. And that was a pretty good lap. I was definitely happy with that one. Let's watch it from the outside. Second qualifying lap. Now the goal with this lap was to do pretty much the same lap I just did, but not miss third gear on the run up. So here we go, didn't miss third gear, enter in, still riding the wall pretty good, and I gotta say this ended up being pretty much the same lap. I was just as happy with it. You'll actually see how happy I was at the very end here. That's a wrap on qualifying. I was able to put together 2 pretty good laps. I would say the best I've driven all day, and when it counted. So I'll take that as a win. I ended up qualifying 5th out of, I think, 28 or 30 drivers. With that qualifying score, we ended up with a bye run in the top 32. So we'll use that as an extra practice lap, and we'll get to see who we battle in top 16.
For the guys who get them. That's why.
Here's my top 32 bye run. We actually took even more grip out of the car due to track temps dropping. Didn't want it to be too hooked up. And you can see I enter and still fall just a little bit off the bank. I'm able to work my way back up there. Go flat out down this little straightaway. Nice transition. A bit of left foot braking to settle the car. Overall, pretty good lap. Feeling good going into top 16. Moving on to top 16 battles, I'm actually battling Hector Nunez, the same guy who I beat in Drift League. We're getting our little rematch here. This time he's in his LS swapped 350Z. You can see I enter, start to fall off the bank and work my way right back up to it. So like half the zone I missed, the second half I was on it. Again, flat out down this little straightaway, good transition, and work my way around the last outer zone. Overall, a pretty good lead lap other than missing the beginning part of that first zone. Let's watch it from the outside now. Now on to the second half of the battle. Not to spoil anything, but this is where the battle's lost for me. I really just played it a little too safe in the chase, and part of that was me just being scared to crash because I knew this car had to be ready for Hot Pit, and the other part, I just wasn't expecting his car to be so fast. You can see he's pulling away from me. I'm trying to cut the line here, and it just didn't work out. Let's see it from the outside. You can definitely see what I'm talking about here. Well, got knocked out in top 16. Not exactly how I wanted to end the night, but overall had a ton of fun. And really the goal for today was to get the car set up, dialed, my mentality and like my driving dialed, all in preparation for Hot Pit next weekend. And I would definitely say we achieved that. Made quite a few setup changes as the day went on. I was writing everything down so we can show up to Hot Pit next weekend fully prepared. And it took me a little longer than I had hoped to kind of get a feel for the track and to get good on the bank. And I still wouldn't say I'm good, but to at least get comfortable on it. So at least I can kind of say that's already out of the way and hopefully show up to Hot Pit next week and a little more comfortable and hope that the learning curve is going to be a lot shorter. Big thanks to the Flavor Express guys for throwing this event. It was a blast coming to drive Orange Show Speedway. Super pumped that we're going to be back here next week. And hopefully we can get some better results at Hot Pit. Or actually just making top 16 at Hot Pit would be a feat of its own. But I'm still shooting for more. But that's going to be a wrap on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was fun. I love coming out to drive any event I can, especially if it's a competition. My whole goal this year is just to get better and better at driving, especially in a competition setting. Even if the results are still coming slow, they are still results. I'm feeling more and more comfortable every event I show up to, just feeling less pressure from being in this kind of setting. And that's definitely a win for me. So we're wrapping this one up feeling good. We're bringing the good vibes next week. I hope to see you guys then. As always, thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And of course, we'll catch you in the next one.